Today is September 10th. Today's quote is entitled, "Purely Following the Instructions." The power to serve and advance is not dependent on material qualifications, and ultimately, not even on spiritual qualifications. We were far less advanced than Prabhupada's godbrothers, but because of Prabhupada purely following his spiritual master and our faith in Prabhupada, we succeeded in ways not possible even for his elevated godbrothers. The power is not within us, but within the pure following of the instructions. Now we look at Arjuna. He was trying to figure out the situation based on his intelligence, and he was also quoting Shastra. He was telling Krishna, according to Shastra, according to etiquette, according to culture, this is what should and shouldn't be done. So in one sense he had good arguments. But Krishna understood we had a higher purpose here, and those arguments are going to defeat our purpose. So your material position in this is not going to help. Here's my instruction, this is what we have to do. Follow that instruction. That instruction is pure, and that instruction will give us success. So Arjuna's hesitating. And then he comes to a point where he's totally confused and bewildered, basically has a breakdown. So that's where we get with our own abilities, with our own intelligence. It gets us to a certain point, but then we hit a wall. We can't go further. Our abilities and intelligence are limited. Now, you get Prabhupada's instructions. Those instructions are pure. I may not be pure. Not that I may not be, I am not pure. But if I can follow those pure instructions, then my actions will be pure. One time Prabhupada asked one of his sannyasis to chant on the initiate's beads, and the sannyasi said, I'm not pure. Prabhupada said, the instruction is pure. If you chant on the beads according to the instruction, I'm asking you to do it, that's the instruction, your chanting will be pure. So pure devotional service means purely following the pure order of the person who's pure. Now, I gave this example here of our devotees going to London. They were grihastas, maybe devotees a year and a half. They went to London, and according to one of the big newspapers in London, Hare Krishna, startles London, something like that. Takes London by storm, something like that. So, as most of you know, Prabhupada's godbrothers went to London in the late 20s, and they couldn't do much. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta called them back. He was giving them money every month. They weren't producing much results, so he called them back. But what's the point of staying if you can't produce the results? They actually thought it was impossible to preach in the West. I would say they were great scholars, they were great devotees, renunciates, sannyasis, very advanced, more cultured than we are. But somehow or other, these groups of devotees, these householders who a few years earlier were hippies, smoking, taking LSD, illicit sex, not being really clean, and so forth, they went and took London by storm. Because they had the pure order of the pure devotee, and they were purely following that pure order. That's where our power comes from. Now, a lot of times we think, oh, I don't have power, I'm not that great, I'm not that smart, I'm not that good. But that doesn't matter. The power is in the order. If you purely execute the order, and purely means to satisfy Guru and Krishna, within that order is the power. The power is there in the transcendental system. And Prabhupada always said that my success was that I followed the order of my spiritual master, not that I'm qualified. So you could be extremely qualified and not be able to do much, and not be that materially qualified and do tremendous if you follow the order. So that's what empowerment means. Empowerment means there's an energy, a Shakti, an intelligence, a capability that enters you from Krishna because you purely are willing to accept the order and execute it. And so that's the real qualification, the willingness to execute the order. And on that basis, that qualification is what spread Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada spread it with us. He didn't spread it with elderly, refined sannyasis. He spread it with very unrefined people who had one refined quality, which was their intense faith in Srila Prabhupada.